Okay, we are recording. Okay. Hello, ladies. Good evening. It is Thursday, March 25th. and It has been a crazy week, I think, for most people, and a crazy month, and probably a crazy year for everybody so far. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about a book I've been reading and wanted to kind of tell you what I really think about some parts of the book that I've already gotten into. And then, sorry. Sorry. And then touch on a few things about what I've been finding in my own business. So I feel like when I'm struggling in my business in some areas, that it's when I talk about it and teach on it, it's something that really helps me work towards that and helps me to really focus on that a little bit more. So the book is called Hello Fears by Michelle Poler. And now she's young. I think she's about probably most of potentially she's in her young 30s, so a lot of this age group of the coaches who get on here as well, and talking about crushing your comfort zone and become who you're meant to be, and basically stop fearing so many things. And she talks about that that turn this off, I have somebody who's trying to reach me. And so we're fear because we're fear of what the outcome is going to be. That's why things that scare us, we're fear of what that outcome might be. Because some of us may think that we don't like roller coasters. For instance, we don't like roller coasters because we just don't. But we actually ever tried them? Some people have, some haven't. Once you actually try something, you may find out that you like it or not. And so, for me, I'm one of those like I enjoy them. They're fine. It's not something I'm like, yeah, let's go do all the time. But it's something that I know that I can enjoy. I can find joy in that, and going and getting on a ride that, they don't really scare me, I guess I can say. So now there might be some that do that I haven't been on. So, but I'm not scared to try something new on that aspect. So, but sometimes we fear asking people to come along with us in our journey because we fear that they're going to say no. Because we as humans just clearly don't like rejection in any type of form, and that scares us feel because it scares us because we feel like we may not be good enough, because we that's what we think, that if somebody tells us no, that we're not good enough, we're not up to par, that you're not likable, that they don't like me, that I'm just not a good enough person, I'm not a good enough coach, like I haven't done this enough to make them want to join me. And these are some of the thoughts I've had in my own self and my own journey, my own coaching journey as well. And so, have any of you ever felt that way? Because I have felt that way. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about taking back some of that control and some of that power, because sorry, my phone's still going off. Taking back some of that control and some of that power back. And Annabelle and I have talked a little bit about together conversing ourselves, and she had a really good post about letting somebody else have that control over you. And when it's put in that perspective, I don't want anything else having control over me. There's some things we cannot control. I understand, if you have a sick kid or baby wakes up at night and things like that, there's some things we cannot take control of. And me being more of a hands-on type person who wants to control things, and I've had to learn over the last several years to let go of some of the control, but then control some things that really do matter. And so, like what I'm talking about is getting upset because I don't get sleep, that the baby's waking me up, and wanting to work my business instead of focusing on, like, okay, I get to get up with my baby, and, I have to make some more extra time for my business, or put this to another day, like rearrange my priorities for that day. Because I used to get so frustrated because I didn't get to do what I felt like I wanted to do or needed to do. Does that make, I hope that makes sense for you guys. But that was something I've struggled with because um, I felt like, not being able to do those things that I felt like were out of my control really helped, set me back even further. So I've had to learn to let go of some of that control, and think like, I get to do these things, I get to be here with you guys, I get to wake up in the morning, and I get to make the choice of whether I'm going to push play or not, or whether I'm going to talk to people today or not. And that is the choice that we have. And so choosing to not do those things sets me back and makes me more frustrated, as most of you that might happen to you as well. And so something I realized that I had lost in my own journey is the excitement. I had lost some of the things that excite me. And so that also makes us fearful. When we're not engaged with our own journey, it makes us fearful to ever talk to people, and makes us fearful to share what we're doing. It makes us fearful of what people are going to think. Um, I'm not the type of person who has put so much care into what everybody else is going to think of me over the last couple of years. Like I kind of have let that go. But then recently I felt that start creeping back in. And I was like, what is going on? Like, why am I starting to suddenly and this is going to sound bad in the way I say it. Why am I suddenly caring about what everybody else is going to be thinking of me when it doesn't matter? Like, it doesn't matter what other people think of me. It's not my business. And, I can't help other people's insecurities about themselves on me. Maybe I can inspire them. And so, but I really started getting to, and it was harder for me to post on my social media and my platforms because I was feeling more insecure myself and of what other people were going to be thinking of me. And I started letting all that fear back in and really controlling my life. And so I felt like getting back excited and getting more engaged in my own journey has helped me kind of break through that and being less fearful and basically just ripping the band-aid and doing the darn thing, like just doing it and being excited. And today in my stories, I was really proud of myself. It might have been clustered because I had Maylee, but like I opened my box of from Beachbody and I had my bars in there and I had my cleanse and I kind of shared that. And if you watched it, you can tell me if it was really good or not. But I was just proud of myself for sharing because I've been scared of kind of sharing some of my products, I guess I would say. And used to that wasn't me. I didn't get scared of what people thought or afraid of sharing what we have to offer. And so that was another thing. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show people, I'm going to tell them because this is something that is holding me back. And I've been so fearful to do this. And what does it matter? Like if I'm showing people what I'm doing and asking them to come along with me. And and another thing that has played a huge role in my fear is my time management and where I've been putting my time. And trying to work my time better and the time that I do have allotted, and then even being able to make more time. Seriously, I've come up with more time in this last week just by writing it down and being more intentional about my time. Like I pretty much have my kids' schedule down. If Maylee's gonna wake up in the middle of the night, it's gonna be, I know what time it's gonna be. Normally it's right after 1 o'clock. It's right after 1:15. She's gonna wake up if she does wake up. Or if one of the other kids wakes up, it's going to be right around 5 o'clock. So I know these things. It's almost to a T. I know them. And so I've been able to base my day around that already. And I know what time I have to pick up kids and all the things. So I've been knowing what time Maylee lays down. And so I've been trying to write this down so I can be more intentional with my time because my life is crazy. I have to run to town and do all the things, but I realized like, okay, if I write it down, I'm really finding more pockets of time to where I can be very intentional with my time and get my things done. Like this last week, I dropped the ball on scheduling my posts. Awesome. So I was like, oh my goodness, where was my time here? I thought I had more time, to be honest with you. I had it written down wrong on my calendar. It happens, but that was, on my end, that I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. So really made me look even more on my time management because I'm your girl who's always late to everything. And I try to be really early and I do things and I prepare the day before, but then I'm late again. I'm like, I refuse to be late. I hate being late. It's like my biggest pet peeve, but it's one thing that is like a huge struggle. Okay. So it's my time is something that I'm really working on. And feeling the pressure of that time management has really even kept me fearful. So you can only control what you can control basically, and where there's always somewhere to make adjustments. And we talk about this a lot, but when you really get down to it and like I was talking about the time management, writing down my things that I'm doing. If I had, if you clock all the times that you look at your phone in the day, or when that little, if you have an Apple or if your phone does it, where it tells you how much screen time you've had this week, which a lot of times we're using our phones to run our business and to check emails. And, our phone works a lot like a computer. But each week I'm trying to beat that screen time to get it down lower, being more intentional. I know when I'm on my computer, I am more intentional. And because it's easy to have your phone in hand and open up an app, and scroll through that app really easily and get lost in that scroll. And then before you know it, 30 minutes has gone by. That's 30 minutes I could have been sending out invites or talking to people that I need to follow up with, or checking on someone in their journey that I didn't get done, and then makes me frustrated. So that's something that I can control. If it takes, you mean, deleting an app on your phone, or deleting, it's really easy to just tap Facebook and just log on there and, get lost like that. So if you have to take the app off, if that's something you're struggling with, take it off. If it's TikTok or whatever it is, I've stayed off TikTok actually for the last like 3 weeks. I haven't done anything on TikTok, because I can get lost in making videos like all day long, because I enjoy it very much. I feel like it's easier, honestly, than Reels for me. I don't know why. So, but I can do them. I can make them, and a lot of people ask me to make more, but that's not where my time needs to be focused right now. And I know that, because if it's something I could do all day and it's something easy, it may not be my IPAs, my income producing activities. So I've got to get those done first and be more intentional with those IPAs before I can get to my fun stuff like my TikTok that I like to do. So y'all should be so proud of me. I've not even done a TikTok video in more than 3 weeks. So it's huge for me, because I was trying to do one every Friday. But if I've not been getting my things done that I wanted to get done, I'm not TikToking. So yes, behind the scenes, Annabelle. Yes, before the screens. That's right. Hey, that is really, yes, that is a really good one. Behind the scenes, before the screens. And that is something that I think we all need to remember. That's a really good line. I'm going to write that down, because I'm one that can get lost and want to see what other people have going on and comment on their stuff really easily, but then yet forget about getting my things done, that it's going to move my business forward. So, um, I've noticed, even just reading this book, with Hello Fears, and I'm going to make all of my new coaches read this book. I put it in the coach thread a couple weeks ago, and I finally closed another one and opened this one and started reading it. And she's basically an immigrant from Venezuela who moved to New York City and was scared of all the unknown, and she ended up basically doing something for 100 days, a project for 100 days. I think it's from one of her professors. And so for 100 days, she did something that she feared or that scared her, or something new. So what if we, tried for 100 days to do just one thing that we haven't been doing? Like, for me, for instance, it might be making my bed in the morning, because that really helps set an intention for the day, making your bed, feeling kind of almost complete for that. And I know sometimes, like, but my husband's still in bed, you know what I mean? And so it's sometimes hard to do that, or even knowing that maybe after they get up, I've got to make time to make that bed, really quickly. Or if it's getting up to read 30 minutes for 100 days. But I was like, what if I could challenge myself to do something that has really been holding me back, like even with my time? What if I used to get up at 4, and right now it's been a struggle to get up at 5 these days. I was like, what if I could make myself go to bed earlier and get up earlier for 100 days? Like, what if I could do that really well, even on the weekends? And so I'm really thinking about this challenge, to really challenge myself to do something consistently for 100 days to maybe make my life better, make a bigger change in my life. Or whether it's making sure for 100 days I'm sending out 20 invites every day for 100 days, something of the sort. So y'all stay tuned, because I'm going to be telling you what I'm going to do in the coach thread of what I'm going to do for 100 days consistently every single day. So I'm really not up for getting up at 4 o'clock a.m. I can just tell you that much. But I will do, if I challenge myself to it and I'm going to set my mind to it, I'm going to do it. So y'all just stay tuned because you're going to have to hold me accountable for 100 days. So I don't know, it kind of makes me nervous, but excited at the same time. So that's also something you could do in your own journey, even if it's for 20 days or 10 days, something different that could excite you, about your own journey. So for my own self, about my own journey, going back to that, I've been frustrated in my own journey because stress plays a huge role. Your body does not know the difference between your fitness stress or your regular stress. And when our body is experiencing so much stress that it's harder to push really hard in your workout, or it's harder to lose weight, and it's harder to stress plays a huge role on our mindset and everything else too. And so I've been kind of frustrated with my own journey, but trying to find that excitement again was changing up my workout, a new workout I'm doing, because actually going to Push Play, y'all asked me to host that workout, and I had to kind of get myself back in that type of shape to host those types of workouts. And so I had to push play with some Shanti. And let me tell you what, okay, if I'm ever down or feeling in the dumps, that and I need to work out and I need to really press off some steam. I mean, I like to read my Bible and all the things, but if I'm wanting to like get some aggression and some, I was a cardio junkie before, but let me tell you what, he challenges my mind constantly in every single workout. And I remember how much I missed that. I found so much joy. Like y'all probably seen my stories and it was like, holy crap, that's like look really hard. But I found so much joy doing that because it was so challenging for me. And that makes probably no sense in that, but when it challenges me, I think that's what it's really pushed me out of my own comfort zone and makes me more excited to reach that next level. Because I'm like, oh girl, you haven't been able to do this in over 2 years, like a workout like this, because my leg surgeries. I'm like, oh man, this is like what I need, like right here. This is what I'm needing right now. So if you're not excited about your own journey too, maybe switch it up a little bit, switch up your workouts and share that with other people. Like, oh, sometimes this just doesn't fit, bless us. It doesn't fit us right now in the season that we're in. We need something different. Switch it up. Annabelle's had to switch up a lot because of being pregnant. And so sometimes that's just what you have to do. And so I've just been really excited to wake up in the morning and like, plus pray with Shanti. Like, who says that? Nobody says that, Harley. They're normally cursing him and hate it. But like I've been so excited to get up and go and exercise with him in the morning because I know it's going to be challenging. And that's where my journey started. I can tell you that was with him. I found the joy in so much working out with him in the morning. That is where my journey started. And I had started seeing changes in my mind and my body that I hadn't seen before. And I got more excited to share my journey when I started seeing my own results and my own changes in myself, that it made it more fun. And so going back to that, think of when you started as a new coach, what excited you and what helped you to really be vulnerable and put yourself out there. Because I remember not being scared or afraid of what people thought. I was just sharing what I was doing every single day. I was so vulnerable and putting everything out there. And even after my postpartum belly, that was jiggling in the living room, I was not scared to show it. I was just like, this is me, this is where I'm at, and blah. And I noticed that I didn't have as much grit these days, and I got to get, I was needing some grit back. And so I've been trying to tweak things myself. So if that's you too, I encourage you to tweak a few things, make some adjustments, see if you need a harder workout that's going to push you a little bit more, mind, body, and spiritually. Because when you are pushing play, it is not just physically, your mind has got to be in it. And sometimes you'll end up crying through a workout like I have, just because I finished it, just because I got through, because I'm actually dealing with some hard things in my life that it really helped me to work it out. I don't know if you've ever been there where you cried after a workout or cried through it just because you got through it, but I sure have. And, all of us have experienced different life changes right now, and life has been hard for a lot of us. And so I want to encourage you to find that joy again, find that excitement in your own journey, because it will light that fire in you. And kind of like Danelle, I'm going to use you as an example. she's about to, you know, kind of be scot-free in a little bit of ways, like from the huge stress level that she has at work. And it's going to be able to be get out from underneath that and be able to like almost find herself again and find that joy and loving what she does and what she's going to do next. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see the woman that you change to, and you know the new things that you're going to do that is like so exciting. So I commend you for that because I really look up to that. So let me see what Annabelle put here. So true. When you're willing to pivot or adjust and try new things, it brings a new fire, joy, and energy. It does. It so does. It so does. And my vision board, just looking at it too, has helped me to reevaluate those things and I don't know, help light that new fire in myself too, my own journey. So I was going to say the passion you have toward your health journey, physical, mentally, emotional, will really help other people to see what you're doing and want to give them basically give them FOMO, want to see what you're doing every single day. I had some people last week tell me like, you weren't there like Saturday. And I was like scrolling and I was like, okay, where is she? Like, I need her today. And I was like, you thought that of me? She was like, yes. And I was like, oh, wow. I didn't think people thought that of me. So we never know who's watching us, who's going to need us, who's going to need us in that story day, because that almost brought me to tears. And she lives far away from here, but she had come to town and came to visit. I'm sorry, my children are knocking on the door. Y'all can probably hear them, but they were instructed not to come in unless they're bleeding or dying. So hold on just a second. Okay, they went away. So guys, so it's just Maylee. That's what it is. It's that one. Hold on just a second. We'll see how long this works out. So we got about 4 more minutes. And so I'll wrap it up and I will just say your confidence comes from your results because it's the foundation for others who are going to end up trusting you. And so basically refocusing on that and getting my own self back in line and my own, you know, getting myself results and getting excited about my own journey is really going to help me to kind of push forward and push through a lot of the fears I've been facing. And so I hope that helps you as well. Okay, we'll open it up for some chat. We'll stop recording.